Hi, I'm the fellow passenger. In this video, I have the privilege to speak to Daniel Savio, one of the cornerstones of Swedish Electro. But not only that, he is also the person who came up with the name and has been an integral part of developing the subgenre squee. There are several points in this conversation where I get a feeling I shouldn't be taking up more of Daniel's time. But then he opens up another door into a completely new field that we just absolutely have to explore. I'm so grateful that Daniel wanted to share so much about his thinking around music. So, without further ado, let's jump in.
Yes.
Daniel Savio, thank you so much for taking your time to have this chat today. Before we get going, I just want to say that I've heard your music. I think I first came in contact with your music through Hundarna från Söder. And for everyone who's not Swedish and not heard of Hundarna från Söder, roughly means dogs from the south. South, I think, refers to Södermalm, which is the sort of southern region of inner Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, which I suppose traditionally is the sort of more bohemian part of inner Stockholm. And since then, there have been genres like squee, which I want to get into, and also your electro stuff. But I want to hear from you, like, where did your music journey start?
Oh, my music journey started from the beginning. I was always like, music was super important for me. I have memories I remember that when I went to kindergarten, they used to let me sit in a room and listen to music, so I could not act so wild or something.
What did you choose to listen to in kindergarten?
Pink Floyd. That was my favorite band.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I was sitting there and alone with a little cassette player, because they had in kindergarten little portable cassette players, really small. But yeah, music has always been super important, for everything.
And when did you stop making music?
I started making music properly, I don't know. That's with Hundarna från Söder.
Oh, right. So
I started making for real.
When was that? Just for people's context.
End of 90s.
Yeah. End of 90s.
Yeah, maybe a bit earlier, because the Hundarna från Söder usually was. My English is a little bit messed up.
Don't worry.
It was Hundarna från Söder was from the beginning. It was two groups.
Oh.
So I had one group with Tor and one group with Axel.
So how would you describe Hundarna från Söder's music?
Eclectic, maybe.
And where was the influences that made you do that sort of music? Where did the inspiration come from?
It came from many different corners, but if I say for Axel, who was one of the members, he was a real synthesizer guy. He liked Ultravox and Depeche Mode and all this kind of synth pop stuff. He taught me how to listen to that as well when we were teenagers, because we went to the same class in school, and one field trip or something, he showed me some cassette of synth stuff that I hadn't heard, and we started making music from 8th grade or 7th grade or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Together. He had a Ensoniq ESQ1. Yes, I don't know how to pronounce it. But
yeah, I think that's it. So the ESQ1, the only one I've used is the EPS 16 Plus, which was the sampler. But the ESQ1, was that a synth, or was that
that was a really good synth. We used it a lot in Hundarna.
Oh, right.
But he was so like he got it when he was like a kid or something. So he had it in his boy room, and he was really familiar with programming on that. And it also had a sequencer. There's some 100 from Söder songs that has sequences that he programmed in that. Really, really nice. So that was his like main instrument in the band.
So what did you use then? Because that, like, if it was end of 90s, it was not so much in the box then. Did you use a computer for sequencing as well, or?
We did. We when we started, it was Atari.
Oh, okay.
Black and white Cubase. And when we recorded the first album and the first demos and stuff, we used Cubase on like a PC.
And did you send those demos around to like record labels, or what did you do?
We passed them as CDs, like as burned CDs to people at parties.
Oh, right. And did you get, because I remember this record cover with these illustrations, I think the background is blue and there's 3 dogs on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that the first, or did you release stuff before that?
We released 2 things before that. One self-released that me and Tor did. That was like from the beginning, me and Axel was one group called Freudian Slippers. And me and Tor was the group called 100 from Söder.
Oh, okay.
So me and Tor, when we were just like a duo, we made the 12-inch, the first 12-inch on our own. So we like sent that tape to like Czechoslovakia or something.
Oh,
and pressed out copies of the first EP. And that one was not recorded in the box. It was Cubase and Atari.
So did you like, okay, so you sent it off, and I assume like boxes of pressed vinyl appeared on your doorstep one day.
Yeah, yeah.
And then did you like go to record shops, or like what how did you?
Yeah, we went to record shops. There were quite many record shops, especially in Söder, where we were like hanging out and grew up most of the part. We made 100 copies, and we sold them.
Oh, wow.
Like, no sweat.
So, but
I was also like a heavy regular at the record stores, and also Tor. Tor came, like, he started raving. So he was like more into bang bang techno stuff, and he was like in our group he was the like a techno influenced guy, and also like the one who knew more to produce, like engineering and stuff. Because me and Axel was more focusing on like melodic stuff, and like but Tor was like he knew how to more or less how to use a compressor. I think the first 12-inch that we pressed ourselves was not mastered. I'm not sure. We were like super noobs. We were kind of young when we did the first stuff. So we didn't like, I think on the first album, I don't think there's like a compressor. I don't know. It's really weird. But we managed to pull it off somehow.
So, like, I'm just thinking, I never lived in Stockholm. I've been in Stockholm a lot, but I never lived there. But thinking about Södermalm, if I would go to Stockholm, I would sort of go to all the different record shops. I remember Snickers, and they were Illegal was there for a while.
Yeah.
Fade. I can't remember all the names of the different record shops.
Yeah.
But I suppose, like, if you lived there, were you regular enough so they sort of, you were a familiar face to them? So when you came in with the records, they sort of knew who you were.
Yeah, I think when we showed up, I think the first thing that they thought was that I came with secondhand records, because I was what I was primarily doing was like buying records at flea shops and
right.
I mean flea markets and stuff, and trading them in the record stores or selling them to get money for beer and cigarettes. I don't know. So I was like really, really into like. Creating sounds like a really dirty word nowadays, but I was like very much creating. So in those days before like Discogs and stuff, so I had to really like buy all the lousy stuff to find some nice stuff. And we also sampled. In the beginning, we used sampling quite much, so that was also one thing. But when we showed up, they knew me and Tor for like being customers or like people who. It was like the Stockholm is quite small, and if you like know the influential like record store owners or DJs and stuff, it's quite easy. I think it was easy for us at least. I don't know. We just sold them 100 copies. It was just Södermalm, like.
Oh wow!
I think it was after that we decided to merge the groups, like, because it was just like I don't know why we were making two groups. I was in both groups, so I don't know.
So did you have it? Like, did you have a studio that all of you shared, or how did you work then?
Tor, he had most stuff. He had like more or less a proper home studio. Axel had not so much, and I had nothing. So in like maybe 99 or something, I bought my ASR 10. That was the sampler that I used most.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I have not that one, but I have one ASR 10. Yeah, that was my like main weapon. I used it as a synthesizer, more or less, because it's really good with the envelopes, the LFOs, and like voices. You can really make nice pads and whatever with it. So I used it like a synth.
Oh, I see. So I mean, I always thought of it as being a sort of a better EPS 16 Plus, but I didn't realize that it actually has synthesis engine in there, so you can make sounds with it, like without sampling.
No engine. You have to sample something, but you can make the short.
Oh, I
short.
see. You just make your waveform
I don't know what
yourself.
it's called. It's a wavetable. You make it yourself, so you can make like several. You can make like layers of 3, I think.
Oh yeah.
And they all have separate envelopes, LFOs, and the filter and the effects in it is really good. Now I use it as an effect, like, and sometimes resampling stuff.
So what happened then? If we move forward, my next step in your story. I want to ask before we move on. So Hundarna från Söder. I remember the record cover with the dogs on it. Did that have anything to do with Flora och Fauna?
Yeah, it was released on Flora och Fauna.
Because I remember buying those compilations called Good People.
Yeah, we had one track from our self-released EP on Good People too.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember it had sort of a red cover. I can't remember. I liked
that one. We have one song.
Oh yeah,
it's more or less just a loop. I mean, I think. Yeah.
So what happened? My next stop in that journey is Squee. But was there other things happening between that Hundarna från Söder to Squee?
Hundarna från Söder was happening like for I don't know how long, maybe 10 years. We were like playing together and making music, and touring is maybe an exaggeration, but we were playing live quite much. And I mean, Flora and Fauna was like a really little label. It was not a proper label like that. It was like they didn't have like any muscles or anything, like no routines on how to like get gigs or anything. So when it came to Hundarna från Söder, I was like fixing our gigs, and I was also like mismanaging our band for many years till everybody like got fed up.
But was that Good People? Was that like a sound system somewhere or something? I just have a vague memory that someone was saying that there was some regular night they were running somewhere in Stockholm.
Yeah, in Söder.
Oh yeah.
Rangus Tangus was the place.
That's a good name. I have no idea where it is or what sort of place Rangus Tangus is, but I love the name.
Yeah, the owner or the guy who was like musical director or how you say, he now has Slakthuset.
Oh, I see.
So he's into music, like, still. But in Ragnar's Tangus, you could go any day of the week, and they would have proper DJs in the different genres. I mean, they could maybe like be some techno, deep house, or hip hop, or reggae, or like whatever. But every time you went there, it was good DJs with like really nice selection, and because the infrastructure was kind of like on point in those days, because they had the record stores were like gatekeeping function, I think, because the record stores owners was DJs themselves, and they imported the nice stuff, and they supported the local stuff, and I don't know, the scene was really like organic.
Was it easy to get into the? How did you get into the scene, or were you just like you just lived in the scene? I suppose, because did you live on Södermalm?
Yeah, I lived on Södermalm, and but Snickers Records was the place where I first like got to know other DJs in that way, and. But his first store was not in Söder. His first store was in downtown Stockholm.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I think, I only know it from Söder when it was where it is now. Or is it even still there now? I don't know. The last time I saw
it is still in Söder, but it's now on a different location. But it's, I mean, he opened in '95 downtown.
Oh, okay.
That's when I met Mika Snickers the first time. He had like open turntable nights on Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Because the record store was it was inside of a club.
Oh, what? Inside a club?
Yeah,
that's a good idea. I remember.
Yeah, so he had like this. You could draw the, I don't know what it's called. These like steel bars. You can just close the store.
Oh,
like
I see.
And then it was a nightclub outside. And in the daytime and the afternoon, there was nothing happening in the club, so the record store was open. But in the nighttime, it was closed. But on Thursdays, the record store was like both the club and the like record store. So he had open turntables, so people could like prove their skills or whatever. And also in this nightclub place where he had the record store is where they had like DJ competitions, like. DJ Swedish Championship and DMC like finals and stuff was there. So it was like really DJ oriented, like. So if you had like courage enough or stupid enough to show up on a Thursday and you feel like playing something, you could do it. And that was like, if you did that, you either was like, I don't know, dissed. No, not dissed, but nobody maybe let you play again. But if you played decent there, you maybe find some new friends.
I like the idea of that. One of the things that I find difficult now is like those sort of ways in. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that sound like that's like you can have a go at home, and when you feel confident enough, there is somewhere you can go and just like have a bit of a go. And
tips and tricks. I mean, the older, for me, like Mika has been a really huge inspiration and a mentor in like DJing and record collecting and everything like around DJ stuff. Mika is like my mentor, 100%. Even though I started like DJing and stuff years before I went there, but when I went there, it was like I understand that there was like levels to it.
So, like, are you still friends? Like, do you hang out?
Yeah. We have a DJ like DJ band or like DJ crew together as well. So
what? Because when I think of their shop, like how I remember it, this is a long time ago. It was just like, it was a treasure trove, and there was records everywhere on the floor and everything. But you could find really interesting stuff. It didn't really matter if you were into techno or whatever. But I remember they had their own label as well, or they did their own releases, which was more sort of, when I listen to them now, they are sort of dub techno, but quite sort of different from anything else in that genre.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what stuff Mika was really into. I always spoke to him in the shop, but he wouldn't have no idea who I am. But you know, like what sort of things do you play? Is it sort of the electro sort of thing, or what? I have no idea what he's into.
He's into like everything. He is super like versatile. I mean, me and him, he's a couple of years older than me, but still, like, we had the same. The beginning, I mean, the start of everything for me is like hip hop. So, and that's the same for him. So, he came from the hip hop thing, like the elements, and like the DJing is a part of the element. I mean, it's like DJing, graffiti, breakdance, and rapping, and both me and Mika came from that. I think we sucked at everything else more or less, and DJing was like the thing that we didn't suck on.
So what is that? Would you say that that's the connection then for you and Electro? As in, like,
yeah, Electro is from the childhood. I mean, when I was growing up, I was always heavily into music, even like very young. So when I like discovered hip hop, or when hip hop like was the screaming rage, or how do you say it? Like when it was the talk of the town. I was in first grade in elementary school, and it was hip hop was like. It was the new thing. I mean, it was like Breakdance the movie, Beat Street, and like everything. All this stuff came then, and I was super. How do you say? Like mesmerized. It caught my attention immediately. And also, my father is an artist. My father passed away for a year ago, but he was an artist, and he was doing like murals and stuff. How do you say, like
wall paintings, murals?
Wall paintings, and also illegal wall paintings. Like in the 70s, there was this thing in Sweden where they use like they painted on the walls to protest like against capitalism, more or less. And
but would you not call it graffiti? Is it different from that? Is it sort of political graffiti or something?
It was political, but my dad was my dad came from like a pretty rough like upbringing, and he was more into promoting himself. So he didn't do the political stuff. He did a little of that, but then it was more like he used it to like make himself feel like bigger than he was. Like in the same way that the graffiti artists in the US did it, out of like being oppressed or like suppressed, or like it's a way to like, hey, look at me, like I am somebody, you know, like this kind of stuff. So my father was doing that actually, and also he was doing it in the subway and also with spray cans sometimes. So he's like considered the first graffiti writer, but he was not graffiti like he didn't know, you know, but he was.
So is he quite a known name? I mean, is he sort of quite a known name then in like Swedish street art graffiti circle?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So what is his name? Or is it
Höken?
Höken, okay.
Yeah, Höken.
The hawk.
The hawk. But see, his surname, I don't have his surname, but his surname is Hökenström. Okay. So it's like, yeah.
So, okay, so this is really interesting with the connections of hip hop and the graffiti. And would you say that your friends, like the guy who was sort of into more sort of the synth stuff and the techno guy, was it their influences that made you merge hip hop and electronic music more, which sort of resulted in a sort of an electro output, or did the electro happen before that for you?
The electro was, for me, it was hip hop. I mean, when the breaking and the Beat Street and all this stuff, electro was a huge part of the hip hop sound. I mean, so I think when it started, like when LL Cool J's first album and like the Run DMC and stuff, it was getting more rap. Like, but before that, it was all the hip hop stuff for a couple of years was more or less like 120 BPM, 130 BPM electro straight up. Like that is the thing.
Because when I want to talk about your music videos in a month, but I'm thinking, like when I hear your music and I see the visuals that goes with it and your music videos, some electro, I feel like is much more about like, I mean, sort of robots in the future, but I associate your stuff more with like breakdancing and like street culture and that sort of thing. Is that something you've ever reflected on? That sort of difference, or where what aspect of it were you sort of gravitating towards?
Yes, I mean, I still live in like some kind of fantasy about, I mean, the way that the hip hop thing, or like the whole like especially the movies, I think the way they put all the stuff together, all the elements, like, because if you talk to maybe old school graffiti writers or old school this and that, they maybe don't agree on like the four elements thing. It's like a Hollywood like thing, but it's so for me, I think of the elements as like I really like believe in this like hip hop culture. And also for me it's the DIY thing. I mean, I don't know how to play the piano, but I always like played, but or made music, but you know, it's the same like with graffiti. You don't have to go to art school, you just like take spray can and just go wild. Whatever, it's like this different. I compare it for the people who are born in the 70s and 60s. Maybe this is the punk of our generation, 100%. So it was just like a lightning. I mean, it was just starting the fuse of like creativity. Like I want to be a part of this. I want to I want to make it myself. I want to do it myself, like DIY.
And what about
so the hip hop thing is really dear to me.
So what about because it feels like when I see anything visual relating to your stuff, I'm going to put some links in the description, because there are some music videos that like, they're so visually striking and they really make me smile. Like, okay, let's take one, for example, like Had Smelta, which is, well, click on the link in the description to see the video. But in short, like how I perceive it, it's a bunch of people dancing in locations that could be seen as incredibly mundane, like a library. One looks like a completely empty Chinese restaurant, like between two trucks. Like, it's visually exceptionally striking. Would you say that for you, like, music is one aspect of something bigger? That's, I mean, the impression that I get. Like, that whole music video adds to like a bigger world, or like, I suppose maybe that's the fantasy you were sort of saying. Like,
it's sort of fantasy. It's like I don't know. I think primarily music and creativity for me is like escapism, maybe. And this is like fantasy world. I mean, where everybody is like happy or dancing, or like when it's happening. Like,
how do you get to make something like those music videos? Because to me, it looks like the production value is really slick, and like there's another one where you just have different people like dancing in the living room. I can't remember the name of the track now on top of my head.
Yeah, Space Records.
Yeah, but how does a music video like that happen? Is that made? Do you have some filmmaker friends that you work with, or like what does that look like? And how does the music? Where did the idea for Had Smelta, like the visual stuff, like who came up with the idea? It's just...
the idea for that one was by Måns Nyman. He's a really proper like film guy. He made like a he made a motion picture and stuff. But he has always been like a supporter and fan is maybe not nice word, but he likes my music, and he made like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos for me or more. I don't know, but he makes them when he has nothing else to do. Like, so it's his like pastime. So it's like, hey, do you have any track? And I was like, yeah, I have tracks. And then I send him, and it's like, yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna make a video for that. And I'm like, thank you very much.
So is it more like he get quite free reign to do?
Yeah, 100% free.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to. Oh, sorry. Go on.
I mean, he knows me and he knows what I'm into, and he's not far from me in what he likes and stuff. So he just nails it. Like, I don't know how. Maybe the music talks to him the same way that I imagine it to be like interpreted.
I was thinking like the title had Smälta, which doesn't necessarily mean to anyone English speaking, but it's basically, what do you call it? Like nuclear meltdown, like nuclear power plant meltdown. And that the title doesn't have much to do with the video, but like,
No.
did he present the idea to you, or did he just like one day turn up with a video for your music?
He turned up with the video.
Did you move in the same circles? Is that how you knew it?
Yeah. He was a DJ as well. I met him at some party, and he was friends. He is friends with the Flora and Fauna people.
Oh,
he
right.
hangs with them. So, but he's from the like rave era. He was a DJ in the early like rave scene in Stockholm.
Oh, right.
But I didn't know him then.
Like Docklands, that sort of thing.
Yeah. He's a part of that generation. He's some years older than me as well. But I'm really just like so grateful for the stuff he did and the way he did it and everything, and that he just like he enjoys my music that's the main thing. But and the result, yeah. So really happy.
Do you think Södermalm as a place has been really important in this process? Because it sounds like you've just been living in a melting pot of different talents that have sort of managed to create something together. It's like a bit of a scene, I suppose.
Yeah, it really was, and I think Södermalm was like the bohemian place. It was starting to get more. How do you say this? When the rich people moving?
Yeah, so regentrified.
Yeah. That was already started like some years ago. But when we grew up, it was really mixed. I mean, my parents were really bohemian and artists, and like they didn't have any money. But I mean, friends that I went to school with came from all over. I mean, people were either their parents were like nurses or doctors and stuff, like this upper middle class or middle class, upper middle class stuff, or cultural workers. So people were like kids from maybe actors and musicians. My stepfather was a musician as well, where he that because when we moved to Söder, it was to my stepfather's place. Then he encouraged me also with the music. He said the best thing to my mother. He was like, because he had keyboards and stuff. He was a keyboard player. He was an organ player actually, but he had keyboards and stuff at home, and I was fiddling with them, and he would say, the most annoying thing in the world is listening to people when they can't play. And then I can't play, but it's not annoying to listen to.
I just,
you know what I mean? That's like a really good feedback.
yeah. You know, like you can't play, but you can somehow you manage to do it anyway. And I suppose that you can play. But do you? I'm really envious about like that sort of environment, like that was on Söder. Do you think such an environment cannot be created? It just somehow emerges when the right people are around, do you think? Or can it be started by someone? I suppose it is started by someone, but maybe not deliberately. I don't know.
I think for me, if it wasn't for like living on Söder, I think things would have been quite more lonely, I think. But I'm quite sure I would still make music, but I'm not sure that it would have happened like it did, because just like living next door to the record stores and getting to know people and just like being very like natural to the environment made it so much easier to like sell the first records. I think it wouldn't have happened if we lived in another city, or maybe we have it's more easy to give people like in the hand like a CD.
You think it's
than to
different now?
expand.
Would you say it's different? Like for you, the stuff that you're making now, is there? Is it different now, or is it literally like you have your group of friends and it's quite established, and you can keep going, or is it harder now to like reach out and get?
It's much harder, I think. I have, since I've been doing it for quite some time, I know who my like champions are, or how do you say?
Yeah.
I mean, I have supporters, and so I know if, I mean, the latest album that I released, I pressed it myself. It was like, it's not the first time I do it, but it's the first time in quite some time that I do it. Because
expensive, I guess.
Yeah, it's very expensive. I mean, the production, because I only made 100.
Yeah.
So they cost like how does it, €24 to make, and I don't dare to take any more than 30 when I sell them. So it's like I have to sell every one to break even, more or less.
Was it cheaper when you did that Czechoslovakia thing in the 90s?
Yeah. Much easier and much cheaper.
So what about digital then? Do you do any sort of digital distribution now? Do you have a Bandcamp and that sort of thing? Is that...
No, I don't have. I don't have time to manage the Bandcamp. So when I send stuff, it's. I mean, when I send the records to people, it's through messages, like in Facebook and Instagram.
Oh wow!
But it's to more or less the people who are already into it. I mean, I don't reach so many. I don't find new audiences. I think maybe like one at a time, like one album, one new supporter.
But I mean, the stuff that I hear coming from you has just really been amazing. But I want
Thanks.
we are sort of missing. We've missed the big thing. It's the whole Squee thing, which I want to understand your role in Squee, but also I'm just trying to work out when that would have been. Maybe 2007. Maybe, is that about right? Or
it's a bit earlier. I mean, I released my first 7-inch when 2006, so that's like 20 years ago.
So,
and
that was Squee thing. The first,
yeah. Franz, aka Pavan, and Limonius. He was the guy who started to make this kind of slow down, weird, like eclectic, like funk music.
How would we explain? I think this must have been slightly later, but I lived in Australia for a while, and an Australian guy in the office, he just like, "You're Swedish, like, do you know what Squee is?" And he had sort of gone into it somehow, like in Australia. But like, I have a vague memory. I can't remember where I got this from. Was the concept of Squee to squeeze as much as you could out of the gear you had? Is that what it was? Like, can you explain for people who have never come across squee, what is it and what should they listen to understand, like to have a good like insight into what squee sounds like?
I mean, my idea, when Frans, aka Pavan, he started the label Flogsta Danshall. He did like 2 7-inches by himself, and I was like, I asked him like, what do I have to do to make what do you want? Like, I really want to release a 7-inch on your label because it's so nice with the 7 inches, and like the whole thing is just like, tell me like what BPM or what do you want? Like, it's like, I want slow stuff and blah blah blah, around 100 BPM there. Like, so when I made my first demo for him, it was 4 songs, and I made all this stuff with the Uno 1, with the Alpha. So I did the drums, everything, all the sounds from that, and almost no effect, I think. Maybe delay, but nothing else. Just the Uno 1 as sound source. So when I did that, I was really like, because Fran's stuff was, he had like a drum machine, he had blah 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 and everything, and when he was making it, was loose. Like, he didn't have like a vision about making something new, or maybe he knew it was the stuff he was making was different, and but he didn't like thought of like making something out of it like that. So it was when I did my first thing and he wanted to release it that I was so excited, and I was like, I want to call it Squee. Like, this is Squee because I just squeezed the hell out of Alpha Uno 1, and and he was like, no, I don't think that's not such a cool name. Frans, he really didn't like it, and I was like stubborn and like a little bit annoyed. And we went to Finland. We regularly visited Finland, and I still do sometimes, because their electronic scene and DJ scene is really developed and really good. So it's like the closest place from Swedes to go to play.
Oh yeah.
And from there, when we went there to play together as separate acts, but we went like under the label's banner. We met with Pertu, who has passed away, unfortunately, aka Randy Barracuda, and Mesak, that I still make music with sometimes.
Oh yeah.
They liked my idea. They didn't diss it. Like Frans said it sucked, but they was like, "Oh yeah, this is a really great idea."
So was it like, was it just the title he didn't like, or was it the concept?
I think it was like both, more or less. Or I don't know. Maybe he didn't like the title. I'm not sure. But after they really loved it, he was really like he forgot. I mean, I think this story is like the beginning of hip hop. Like, everybody was like, I started it, but with Squee, I know I started like with the name. He started making the music, but I came up with the idea and the dogmatic and the name.
Is it still alive?
When the Finnish people loved it, Frans just forget everything and thought that he came up with it or something. I don't know.
So like, where did is Squee still alive now? Like, does Squee still happen, or is that time gone?
Every now and then something happens. I mean, I always make at least like one Squee song on my albums. So,
and how did it reach outside? Well, Finland you've talked about, but I suppose then just word of mouth, how it ended up in Australia.
Yeah, that was the internet, because in the Hundarna från Söder days and before, like the squee thing, the internet was like not happening.
Yeah.
At least for, I think it was with like MySpace and stuff like that we started connecting with other people who were worldwide, like nerds like ourselves, who had been like maybe like the Finnish people. I mean the Mesak and the Randy Barracuda, they had been making music also since the 90s. And been making electro and dance music and stuff, and they were like sort of also maybe excited about something else for a while. So when Squee started happening, it was really like it was happening because everybody was so excited about it. And then we had like new young guys who joined and started making music. And my godson, his name is Baba Stills. He makes music still, but he was a part of the Squee scene. He was like the young genius.
I just love that idea of like a scene building. But what are you working on now? Like what sort of stuff?
I really can't stop making electro, but I'm trying. I mean, I have in pipeline, I have one electro album and one more or less squee thing, but that's not so dogmatic, but it's like the tempo is like from 90 BPM to like 105, 106 BPM. So it's like this year I'm going to release one electro album that's kind of dark and hard, and one I mean compared to my other stuff, it's not so dark and hard. Yeah, I don't think like Dave Clark would play it. But I mean it's my style, and but compared to my other stuff, it's more like gruesome.
Apparently, I mean, this could have just been a lie. I think one of my effect boxes used to belong to Dave Clark.
Okay.
but yeah, it doesn't make my music sound like Dave Clark. But anyway, but
I listen to his DJ show, like the white noise thing every now and. I mean, I buy a lot of like new electro as well. I'm mostly influenced by like the old like Egyptian lover related stuff. And
what do you think of it? That what's it called, 84 or something? I think it sounds good. Like that.
Yeah.
It's so expensive on vinyl though, so I haven't bought vinyl.
No, but I'm into all kind of music. But when it comes to electro, I always like spy on the like more Dave Clark things. Just like see how technical people are getting. But musically, it's like it was a long time ago I heard anything on that show that I would ever want to hear again. It's just like listening to techniques. I think spying on the industry to see like what is happening.
How are you like
It's not so really nice. It's more like body music, I think. This electro has nothing to do with the funk for me.
Yeah.
It's so fast and hard and like.
Yeah, like what's it called? Like Client 01 or something. That's just like that's very soulless somehow. But I mean, fine for people are into that sort of thing. But what about like? I'm thinking about the sort of electro scene in Sweden, thinking of Stilleben and Luke Eargoggle. Are you sort of crossing paths with them ever, or is that quite separate?
He has this really like I mean his style is really, how do you say,
Drexia.
It's Drexia. It's 100% Drexia, and he is not changing that, I think.
But have you ever worked together? Have you met Luke?
Yeah, I met him many times. I booked him like for live gigs, and when we used to have clubs and stuff, and played alongside him. But I don't know. It's. I mean, I'm a huge fan of him for graffiti reasons. First and foremost, I mean, first I knew of him. I knew of him because he's like a real legend in Sweden when it comes to graffiti. He's like a style master. How do you say? Yeah.
Okay.
Of early graffiti in Sweden. Even though he was from Gothenburg, another city, he painted regularly in Stockholm because I don't know why, but so he's like a childhood hero for me. And the first time I met him, it was because of music. And when I realized that he was the writer, dudes, I was like super impressed. But music-wise, also, I am a fan. Like I buy his stuff, I order from him, but it's also not quite the style that's my like favorite. And I don't want to.
I think it's to me. It sounds like there are similarities, but I feel like Luke Eargogle's energy comes from elsewhere compared to yours. Like the energy source feels slightly different somehow. I don't know if I'm explaining that well enough, but maybe it's a little bit more. I'm thinking when I hear his thing, it's more robot. And yours is more breakdance. Like that's what I was sort of thinking. I don't know if that's fair.
No, it's fair. It's fair, and it's a style. I mean, and I love it sometimes, but I don't love it as much as he does.
Yeah,
and I don't love it so much that I like have the. How do you say? I don't feel like. When I make music, I can't like compromise. He doesn't compromise with his sound on his label, and I can't really make anything for his label.
Yeah, but I love both.
I sent him demos, but he said like this is not for me. He likes it, but you know it's not still label music, and I agree.
Yeah, but I love both things that you are doing, like both and your stuff, and I think both of them have their place in.
Yeah, the latest one that I bought from him was really really good. It's from some guy called Sabotron or something. He makes it like little chip tuney.
Oh,
it's super dope! I have it here. It was one of the best things that I bought last year. What's his name? No, I love it.
we found it.
Yeah, Zabutom.
Oh, nice label with the cassette tape made out of ASCII, sort of thing. Sabutom. I don't think I've heard that one, so we'll have to.
It's super dope. It's the best 11 in a while, but I think I don't have all 11s, but almost. I'm a huge fan, but yeah.
What if we go like out there? Do you know Go to 80?
Yeah. I don't know him personally, but I love his music.
And that, like, I don't know if you saw that acid thing that he did with Basen i botten, which I think is the.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's just like the title is just so good, but I don't know. I can't translate it to English. It's not fun in English like it is in Swedish. No. Basen i botten, but
it's like pedal to the metal.
Yes, but it's like but it's also pedal to the metal, but it's like. Yeah, bass, like the bass goes really low. Anyway.
Yeah.
So like what do you use when you I know that you have an RSA 10 and you've got a Juno 1, but like what's your go-to equipment? Like it sounds like you're going hardware.
Yes, I use Logic for arranging and but and recording. I mean, I don't record on the flight, but I use hardware for sound.
And do you have favorite drum? What about drum machines? Do you have drum machines?
Yeah, I tend to change them on the regular because I haven't still found one that I think is really the ultimate.
So you're not just like, I'm just going to do 808 all night long.
No.
Did you ever own one, or do you own one?
We had one in our band as 100 på Söder. But it was quite expensive already then, because we bought it when we made our second album. And then we sold it. And I had like a clone. I used 808 on my second like hip hop trilogy album. That is called Phase 2.
Oh, okay.
On that one, it's mostly 808. Yeah. But I haven't used it. Yeah, it's on Härdsmälta, I think, as well, is 808.
Oh, okay.
But usually I love the sound of the 808. It's the perfect like electro sound, but I want to make it with something else than an 808, because I really like to make the sounds myself. I don't know why, but it's a part of my process to just make the design the drum sounds.
Get a more, the 808. I mean, the closest I have, I just got the Behringer one, because I can't justify the eye-watering price of a real 808.
No, that's perverse.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I think there are lots of. I love to designing my own sounds, and I work in the box a bit. Do you do anything software-wise, or do you just keep away from that altogether?
I keep away from it because I don't know how to do it. I don't know.
Is it more that rather than?
Yeah, it's also like some kind of realness disease, I think. Have this analog like fetish or something. But it's really like nerdy. It doesn't really. I know a lot of people make everything in the box, and then they just like maybe do it like patch it out on a mixer or add some distortion. I mean, you can. I mean, how you do it is really not important. But for me, it's more fun to use stuff because I know.
Yeah.
Because I know that technique better. Maybe, I don't know. I'm more accustomed to it.
So would you say, moving forward, you got Electro release coming out, you got a separate Squee release coming out?
Yes, album.
Yeah. And on what label will they be, or are they going to be self-released?
They're going to be self-released. And my own label that I had like for a couple of years was called House of Wisdom. But it's now debunked. The last album on House of Wisdom is Memoir of Moves. It's this electro breakdance record. Looks like this.
Oh, wow. That's a nice cover.
Yeah. The vinyl is really nice as well. Now I'm going full like promotion here.
Oh, go for it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But that's the last House of Wisdom release, because the next one that is on pressing now actually is Art Life.
Is that a label?
That's a new label that I started. Okay. That I'm starting now. So because I really like the name. It's super like basic in a really like naive way. I made an EP called Art Life, and this is I can show that as well.
Oh, nice.
And that's the label now. So next releases are gonna be on Art Life, and I have two planned. So
and if you we should probably start wrapping up a bit, but thinking about like what other if you would say, if I should interview someone in the future, who would you like me to talk to? Is there some person or artist that you feel like either that you know them and you know that they have interesting things to say, or if there's someone where like I would just love to hear a conversation with whoever? Someone who's still alive.
Yeah. That's a tricky question, because there are quite a few, I think, but for me, like the one who makes that I have the most respect for when it comes to like making music and that I enjoy his music is Mesak, my friend, the Finnish guy. He's super genius, I think, and he's like really tech guy and a gear guy. He's really good at that, because I'm really like lousy at that. That's my hardest struggle, like engineering and producing, and it's like hit or miss every time. So it's like I have this weird, like it's like a learning disability. I don't know, because every time I make a song, it's like I don't know how to make music.
But do you
or how to like record it and stuff. So it's always like a struggle. I have no stop on inspiration.
Yeah.
And like melodies and moods and like stuff like this. It's more or less endless, I would say. Knock on wood. But producing is it's terror, and I would never let anyone else mix my stuff or engineer or anything. But I hate it so much. But it's a battle that I always fight. Like,
so would you say is it that when you get to that part of the process,
yeah,
is it you like you have a feeling in mind, but you just don't know, like, okay, to get from what it sounds like right now to what you actually want it to sound like, it's like, how do I get there? And you have to sort of start from scratch every time to sort of
yeah, more or less. I mean, I know I have to get rid of some of the bottoms in the kicks, and I know, like, yeah, but still, it's like all a mystery to me.
But when
it's like mathematical in a wrong way, like.
But do you get there in the end, or do you get to a point where it's good enough, or do you keep working on something like?
Sometimes I overwork them. I hate to admit. I sometimes I listen to. I mean, some of my releases I can hear like, oh shit, I really went too far.
But
sometimes I forget what I was struggling with, and I just hear the music, and then I feel really, for most of the times, happy with it. So the most important is the music, but sometimes sometimes it sounds really weird on a big sound system.
But do you have that thing where while I'm making music, I'm sort of like in the zone, and it's like, wow, this feels really good, and then I listen to it the next morning, and it's just like, no, and then. But then I might listen to it a few weeks later, and then it sounds quite good again. That it's like not a constant somehow. Like it's the same without changing it. Like one day it sounds better, and one day. Do you have that?
Definitely. Yeah. Sometimes I think this is like an artist dilemma, because one day you feel like top of the world, and the other day you feel like a lousy clown. Like, why am I doing this? I don't know how to do this. Like, that's how we feel. And the other time it's like, oh shit, this is really great. This is the music I want to hear, actually.
Yeah.
And then that has a flip side to there's like a backside to that mood as well, because then you feel more like, oh, why didn't more than like 100 people watch this video or something?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I'm really happy with my music, and I get like delusions of grandeur or something, I immediately get shot down by the feeling of the statistics of the internet is like killing my balloon.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with anything. But it's quite hard not to get affected by, because you want to reach out. Like,
it is a tricky balance, that, because I think that when we make music, we it's important for us to keep the integrity. Like, we want it to be true to ourselves.
100%.
But at the same time, you wish that someone would also sort of find joy in what you're doing. And like, I just sometimes wish that I just really loved making really popular stuff, but I don't. It's not that I don't want to make music because it's unpopular. I just want to make things that I really like making, and just hope that there's one out there. But it's tricky. I wonder. In a way, I feel like internet has brought. In a way, it's made it easier to reach out to a bigger audience, like at the broader. But also, all of a sudden, there's so many other people also doing that. So it's just like, it feels like shouting into the void sometimes. Where,
I heard something really good today. I don't remember what it was, because I was like just watching some gear stuff on YouTube. I usually just like watch all these like how do you say, like Yorp or stuff, gear slut things, because like maybe there's a new synthesizer. I want to know everything, you know. So and I heard some like some guy who he was demonstrating like maybe the Electron Digitact or something. He showed his setup. And it had like a tiny desk console that is like home studio or whatever. And the songs, the thing that it was playing was like best music I heard in a long time. But I have to watch my history. And it was not produced. It was just like microphone. The sound was not so good, but the music was really, really good. But I always like listen to everybody. But I will say that 99.9 of the times I don't want to hear the music again. Every now and then it's something. Oh, this is really good. I have to like buy this vinyl, or like I want to hear this. I want to like get it. But more.
I think it's like it's almost like chasing the dragon when it comes to finding new music. That there was like you were saying, I suppose in the 90s, where you had to go crate digging, or like it wasn't everything was available there all the time. Like if there's something you want to hear, if it's on Spotify or YouTube or whatever, you can just like find it, and you will be recommended by 1,000 other things that sound really similar. I don't think we can artificially recreate what was in the 90s, but also there was also that thing where sometimes you chanced and you bought something and you didn't like it, but you couldn't just go and buy more. You know, like it's not, you can just keep track on Spotify, and then after a while you just realize like, oh, this is actually really good, because you gave it time somehow.
And I think for me, like when it comes to electronic music, I just remember one thing now, because records were really expensive also when I was a kid. I used to for Christmas gift I would ask for how do you say, ask for wish for records.
Did you have that on the wish list?
On my wish list. So it's like and it was really like weird diverse mix. It was like mostly hip hop, but sometimes it's like, and one album that I wished for one Christmas when it was new, it was the 808 State album. And that album, I listened to it so many times. I mean, when I listen to it now, but there's parts in there that is like really, really. I think that one opened my eyes for electronic music that was outside of hip hop. I think at a quite early age. I was maybe like 13 or 12 or something like that. Because that Christmas I got 808 State album. I think it was like Lisa Stansfield or something really weird. And like Ice Cube. So it was always like every Christmas there was like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 albums, and it was like always like this weird mix of like some hip hop and then like some weird like Aerosmith.
But did you ever do any vocal stuff? Like not necessarily yourself, but did you ever? I don't associate your music with having vocals necessarily, but did you ever do like? Did you want to do like hip hop records in that sense?
Yeah, I really wanted to do that. I tried to rap like myself for many years. I recorded some stuff as well, but I mean, I stopped writing lyrics when I started making music. I think the idea. I mean, when I first bought a sampler, it was for making beats for my own rhymes.
Oh, okay.
That was the purpose. But I got so fast bored that I started playing with and discovering how to make my own sounds.
What did you sample like in those days when you got your first sampler?
Like Booker T and the MGs, maybe. That's a band that I listened to quite much actually when I was in my younger.
Say again. Say again what it was.
Booker T and the MGs.
I can't.
You know, the instrumental group. They made their hit is Green Onions, but that is, I mean, they made many albums.
Oh, okay.
They're huge. Their biggest like hip hop thing is a track called Melting Pot. That's like really. That's a really deep track. It's really good. Yeah, you need to listen to it. Booker T and the MGs, Melting Pot, and they were instrumental group. It's my stepfather who introduced me to them because the leader of the group played organ as he did.
Wow!
So that Booker T and the MGs is like really dear to my heart. But it's on Stax as well. They were playing for all the like Sam and Dave and Otis Redding and all these big singers. They were like the backing band of many. Yeah, a Stax in-house. But I think the first thing that I sampled was Booker T and the MGs.
Do you sample still, or do you prefer to just?
No, I haven't sampled in like a really, really long time because it feels like cheating. It's not. I think it's harder to sample than to make it your own.
Yeah,
it's more complex to find like a 1-bar loop that will be funky for like 4 minutes. That's really, really hard. So it's easier to compose yourself than to sample, I think.
Yeah.
If you want to make it good, like that's really
interesting.
Yeah.
It's been a super interesting conversation, and I feel like I got a much better view on your story. Yeah, really, really interesting. And I'm really jealous of that. I feel like where I live now is a really creative area.
Yeah.
I feel like something could grow here, but I don't know what. But I want to make it happen. But yeah, we'll have to see. I suppose, I'm probably just too old, and the kids don't care about the synthesizers anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to propose for my kids to make some music, but they were never interested. I don't know. It's a different. I think I was always interested, and I always wanted to express myself musically. Maybe I was painting and stuff. That was my thing. Also, because of my parents. Mm-hmm. When I was with my father, he was doing what he was doing. He didn't like adapt to like me being around. He was painting, and if I wanted to do something, I could paint if I wanted to.
But he didn't try to force it on you either, I suppose.
No. But he encouraged me. Yeah, that's really huge. And also my mother is a painter, and they encouraged me a lot. And my stepfather being a musician, he was quite known. He was a band leader of a psychedelic band in the 60s. and he had played with like Jimi Hendrix and Jethro Tull and like lots of like really. I met Quincy Jones once with him actually.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I was only a kid, so I didn't know.
You didn't appreciate. You didn't ask the right question. You were not. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So does he have his keyboard still? Your stepfather?
He died a couple of years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And we didn't have much contact in the end because he was stuck in the 60s, I think. He was like it was much it was like a Groundhog Day.
Oh, okay. But are you doing the same thing for your electrified hip hop? No.
How they say? Well,
no. Like your Groundhog Day.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Just joking. Yeah.
Yeah. It is, but yeah, it was a different thing. It was like maybe the healthiest environment.
Yeah.
It was encouraging and inspiring, but it was not so healthy, I would say, because of drugs and alcohol and all this regular basic stuff that usually go along with creativity.
Yeah. Bad things.
Unfortunately, yeah. All right. I had my issues with it as well, but I'm sober. I'm not going to like AA or anything, but I've been sober for 10 years from everything except snooze.
But do you think, like, would you say that thing is that like how did that just go hand in hand with the scene or
alcohol and drugs?
Yeah, it's that sort of exposed to it because it was just part of that scene at that time.
Yeah, I think so, and also maybe DJing in bars and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really, I mean, drinking was part of the pay. It still is. I mean, that's why I don't DJ too much. I can say like, give me some more money instead. Like, I don't want to get drunk.
Yeah.
So
that becomes unhealthy over time.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations on actually like staying away from it for so long.
I think that contributes to my productivity. Because I never made anything when I was not like chemically unbalanced, or how they say.
So it was not like, I suppose some people sort of think of like David Bowie and stuff and thinking that maybe drugs was, did crazy things, but it was also some sort of catalyst. But was that not for you at all?
No, not at all. It was more like something to like celebrate after you have achieved something.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Was it part of the escapism you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, definitely. But the music is most important. Music has always been the most important, so I don't want to lose that.
No.
But productivity goes up when you have to be sober.
But you have a day. You don't live off the music. You got another day.
No, I don't. I never more or less lived off it. Even when I was gigging, it was DJing that was my how do you say breadwinning job. But DJing was not. It was not compatible with family life, and 10 years ago or something, it was like also I overdid drinking and other things. So DJing was like, no, it's not going to be my main job. So now I am a how do you say janitor or like usher. I'm like a janitor in church. So it's like
that's quite different from DJing.
Yeah, but also it's like I don't want to call it a show. It's not a show, but it's like a ceremonial. It's like yeah, it's not a show. Definitely not a show. I mean, church is not a show, but it's stage nonetheless. You have to fix the sound and the lighting right. And
Is that on Södermalm somewhere?
no, it's in the suburbs. I don't live in Södermalm for like many years now. Way too expensive.
Yeah. I suppose like
Yeah.
that happens.
No, but I'm really like free with my music, and I've always been. Even like, yeah.
Have you played it in church?
What?
Have you played your music in church?
Actually, I have. I did like a DJ thing. My new album is inspired by dances, choreographies from this breakdancer. He's like me. He comes from the hip hop thing, but he's more like arty. I don't know. It's developed into something else. So his breakdance moves are more like it's art, like so. And my like electro, I like to think of it as art as well. So I was inspired by his dance steps. So I did like 8 tunes for 8 of his moves that he invented himself. So we played that in church.
Oh,
he
wow.
did his thing, and I played my music, and I had 2 copies of my album, and I was like doing a little hip hopping, juggling with it, and yeah, it was nice.
Good reverb.
What? Yeah, no, it was outside.
Oh, I see.
In church, how do you say it?
Churchyard? Church ground?
Yeah, church ground, yeah.
Yeah.
And as a part of church happening, like. But it's nice. It's nice. There's many creative people in church. Almost all the like people in church are also like bohemians. Maybe the wrong word, but aesthetics. Like
creative people. Like
creative people. Yeah. Many priests are like maybe ex-actors or like novelists or like and all the like janitors and stuff are musicians, and the musicians are of course musicians.
do you get access to the church organ?
Yeah, I can play when no one is there because I can be alone in church. Yeah, but I usually don't. I play on the piano sometimes, but not
the organ.
No, not the organ.
Okay.
Feels, yeah.
But would it be? I don't think it will ever happen. But I would like to put soap bubbles in the organ.
Yeah.
Play that the soap bubbles would come out of the pipes, but I don't.
I think it will ruin the sound.
Maybe it will improve the sound.
Make it rust. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm planning to do. It didn't happen this year, but I'm going to do like a mass. I'm going to compose for a mass.
Oh wow, an electric mass.
Yeah.
Have you played in the UK yet?
Yeah, I played 2 times, but I was there like in 2008 or 9.
Okay.
It was the MX crew who took care of me and Franz when we were there.
Oh, where did you play then? Do you remember what the venue was?
Like a weird bar. I don't remember. And I really didn't play any well, and I was way too drunk.
Oh no!
That was my modus operandi for a couple of years. I really ruined it for myself. Because there were people from Warp there, and then I met like some really cool people, in my opinion, like some legends and stuff. Silob was there. He's amazing. And so everybody was really friendly and talking before the show and after the show.
Have you seen that Silob has got a YouTube channel now?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. So he's sort of sharing really weird production tips.
Oh, wow.
I haven't looked it up for for a while, but yes, he's got a YouTube channel. I don't think it's got a huge following, but yeah, worth looking up. Some really unusual things on production.
Yeah. Stylab is super genius.
Yeah.
It's more than Apex Twin in my eyes. Or he's in there. He's in that.
Yeah. Really interesting. I think it's like people with that sort of output. I can really accept that everything is not listenable, because I sort of just admire the thinking and the process.
Yeah.
And I can sort of really get sort of top up my energy by, it's like, gosh, like what on earth is going on here? You know, like I just like the idea of that.
He's really good. But I really ruined it in that gig. It could have been a eye opener for. I could have done something else, maybe. But then I was there a couple of years later, and then I played this Murder Mile. Is it called Murder Mile or?
Oh, that it's like in Hackney somewhere in
it's called the Russian Bar.
Oh, there, like on Dalston, like on Kingsland Road. That I don't know if that was the Russian bar, but there's probably more Russian bars. But
they had a basement that was kind of like it was kind of nice,
but
weird.
It's quite a small place.
Yeah. And the bouncer wouldn't let me in because I was smoking cigarettes at that time, and when I went, because I always used to perform in a red Adidas tracksuit.
Yeah.
And the bouncer was like, "Oh, there's no track pants in here," or like, "I was well, when I'm gonna perform," and it's like such a that was a good gig. That was quite good.
Yeah.
Some people called the Top Nice. They had a club night there.
Oh, okay.
One of them or two of them makes music. I can't really remember the name, but I had like 112-inch from one of the guys. They're like art school student people. I don't know. So they was in the era.
We should get you over again. I just trying to remember what they're called, but they do quite big electro nights. I went last year, and DMX Crew was playing, and was also Doppler Effect, and I don't know where else, but yeah, Doppler Effect. I've seen the same sort of gig 3 times by them, and it's been really strange. Not quite as I would hope it would be, but maybe it's just like, I don't know, really loud delays that are not in sync with anything. That's what it felt like to me, but interesting anyway.
And they were standing with this like weird computer thing.
They have this
a home built like computer thing.
No, so they had like it's him and this girl, I don't know what her name is. They have a Korg Triton or whatever it is, Triton each, and then there is this projection in the background.
Yeah,
these like robots. I just
gear wise, it's not interesting at all. Like it's not for the gear nerds.
No, but also like sound wise, it was very strange because the delays they were using was just like way louder than everything else, and it's not in sync with the beat, so it was just like really difficult to listen to.
Okay. They were going full artcore.
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah. Maybe they literally wanted it to be like a Doppler effect, that it was sort of like...
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I've seen them like last year. They've been to UK a lot. So they played there. Okay. I saw them also at that. There was a special exhibition on at the British Library, which was it was about science fiction, but they had a special on where they had them playing live, and they had, cool. What do they call it? Like the whole Aqua, the whole sort of the... Yeah. They've done sort of a book with the whole sort of legend, I suppose. And then they played also at that Bristonica gear thing in Bristol, which was interesting. But, yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's a bubble metropolis.
Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. The bubble sound is quite difficult not to love.
Yes.
It has to be bubbles in Electro, I think.
But also, I think like when I listen to their music, it just sounds really good. But as soon as I start paying attention to the detail, a lot of it is not particularly polished. And I know that if I would sit and work on it, I would polish those things away. But I would probably also ruin the vibe, that sort of raw, direct,
Yeah. I think they're so gutsy. I think the part of, I mean, they made so many great albums and 12 inches. I mean, they're like how do you say? They don't have to do anything.
What do you mean? As in, like they don't have to prove themselves, or
no, they don't have to prove themselves. And I think they're taking that to like some kind of another level.
Yeah,
testing the audience a bit.
Oh, totally. I mean, this Doppler effect thing was really testing the audience.
Yeah. So it's like this king's new clothes.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Just like you just like wear it with pride, and then see like if people buy it, and then
will they say that I'm naked or?
But also, like I think I'm keeping discovering new artists, and then you just realize like so many of them, it's just the same people behind them, but they just so many names.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's all really good. Even the stuff that is not so good is really good.
But it's all vibe, I think.
Yeah.
That's like all vibe, and that they managed to capture like something. And it's difficult when you hear. I think that some electro is really polished to a degree where it sort of just loses that directness. But yeah, I it's like something elusive that I just don't know how to capture quite. But
I think the much electro is about like impressing. It's like having an impressive sound palette, or like really good like produced. I mean, it's like it's music for people who makes music, more or less, electronic music. And I think music is not so much about being impressed. That's not so if you go too far in trying to prove yourself with your like sounds and with your production skills, you lose sight of like the more like emotional aspects, maybe. And they always have the energy on lock, how can I say.
I would like to speak to one of the like part of that scene just to understand where the energy comes from. And do they start off with I don't know, like an emotion that they want to realize, and then it doesn't matter if they have a Roland D10, and then they're going to use that to like reach that emotion. It's not about having the,
not about the gear.
Yeah.
And I think it's true, but sometimes the sound is important as well.
It's that like it's like that yin yang. You have to find the right balance between. I'm trying to promise myself not to buy any more gear because I got much, and I feel like there is rarely a moment where it's because of the gear that I can't, like it's not the gear that's holding me back in terms of like, it's not, I can't make this sound because I don't have this piece of equipment. That doesn't really happen. I just think I need to become a better musician. That's like because I can squeeze.
I don't think one have to become a better musician either. I think it's neither or neither. How do you say it? Musicianship or gear. It's the energy.
But is it that? But it's like I suppose what I mean is like translating a feeling into music. Rather, it's not about me becoming a better musician to be able to play the keyboard better. I think I just need to be better at translating something really abstract that's inside me to come out. That's what I need. And it's not a new synthesizer. In my case, it's just not going to solve that. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's true. That's the thing. And I'm stuck in that as well. I'm like obsessive about watching gear videos and trying to find a better drum machine always and like everything. But this is not the...
I also think there is there is another thing where last year, it's a cafe I go to all the time that's local here.
Yeah.
And there's a girl working in there. She's a musician, but she's like sort of folky. She plays guitar and she works with a violinist and she sings. And she knows that I make music, but doesn't really know what music I make. And she just one day she said to me, like, do you agree that music it's like a way to say those things that you can't say with words? And when she said that, I did not agree. But I think I've changed. So I think, but when I spoke to her, like, I think a lot of my music has come from experimentation. It's almost like waking up in the morning and thinking, like, what if I do this? Like, what if I plug this into this? Or like was one time like a few years ago where I just like, I'm going to take microphones into the woods here and then I'm just going to amplify the frequencies of different notes and let the birds play them. It's more like it's not that I had anything to say. It's more like it was the experimentation that was driving it. But I think now I'm at a different stage where it's more about like there is something inside that needs to come out and those things are not words. And I just, whatever form that may take, but music is a tool that I can use to somehow translate that. And I think that's what I would like to become better at. And it's impossible to explain what that skill is, but that's like the bit that I want to improve, I think.
Yeah. And I think I agree with, Rick Rubin has been saying much about creativity and artistry and skills and stuff. And I think that the skill is to listen to yourself, like. I think
it's an interesting way of thinking about it.
And I mean, if gear makes you happy, then gear is a part of the process.
I think,
but gear is not the key. Gear might be the key to unlock something inside of you that makes you feel more energy when you make something. I mean, if you're inspired by what you use. If you have like if you have a brush, if you're painting and if your brush is a little bit broken, you can still make something really nice. But if you have a new really nice brush, it's easier.
But I think like now I have bought and sold gear like over the years. But like the what I have here now, I feel really happy when I'm in this space. I've got too much stuff, but there's like, I think maybe it's a two-way process. So let's say this abstract thing that you have inside you, you switch some gear on and you press some buttons and that gets amalgamated with what's inside you. And maybe that turns in, like it's sort of like a two-way thing that you get inspired and you see like, I can translate through this. But I like quite a lot of simple gear, I suppose. Where like monosynths is something that I just like love doing and I can navigate them really quickly and it
can happen very much with just a little tiny pinch knob turning.
Okay, even if it's not about gear, give me your top 3, like what would you not get rid of out of the stuff that you have now? It's the things that are like precious to you that you find.
The Juno one, because it's so easy. And I use it quite much when I come up with melodies, and I use it for sketching. And sometimes I record it, but sometimes I just use it for playing. The the Juno, and maybe like Analog Solutions Leipzig. And that's a piece of gear that I hate and love at the same time.
Why do you hate it?
Because it's sometimes it feels not so good, but when you find the sweet spots and when it's doing the trick, it's really good.
So what else then? Do you have a third one?
What else? I'm not so. I mean, the gear is constantly shifting at my studio, but I don't think I have a third keeper like that.
Okay.
Maybe analog delay. I like tape delay. That's really crucial.
You have a Space Echo?
No, I don't have a Space Echo. I have a Echoplex. No, Echolet. No, Echo. What the fuck? I can't remember the name. Duraflex. No, I have to wait. The reception is real bad downstairs.
Okay. I don't
Maestro Echoplex.
Oh, Echo. That's
yeah.
But that's not the one with the spinning disc in it.
And the Performer I would like to keep, but I rarely use it.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you might not have seen, but I did a video on how you can actually use a 3-head regular cassette deck as a tape echo, and it sounds amazing.
Oh wow!
It's the cheapest tape echo, and it will be in stereo as well. Yeah, it's super easy to do. So I can send you the link to that if you want to have more different tape echo options. Yeah. So as long as you got a 3-head cassette deck, and they are not very expensive, and then or you're off to pick up your kids.
Yeah.
But okay, we need to wrap up. But thank you so much for this conversation. It's been amazing.
You too.
We should be in touch.
Yeah.
And also, if you could hook me up with Miyazaki, see if I can have a conversation with him.
Yeah, definitely.